when I was in high school, disco was huge at the moment. I think that it has a sort of an influence on me.
Most people have a picture of disco music, and it's like Saturday Night Fever, Donna Summer, Bee Gees.
Rhythm and blues, I think, is a big foundational part of disco. But then it has, you know, the orchestration and all that other stuff kind of implemented into it. So I guess it's like so many other styles of music. It doesn't come from one single place. It comes from multiple kind of influences, I think.
I would say, first of all, like disco never really died. Like I said before, like it just turns into something else. And I guess that's what was happening. Like at the same time, the original disco music died out.
Well, I thought the term house music was derived from the warehouse. You know, people kind of just took that word out of the club name and kind of adapted it to kind of convey this new raw music that was coming in on cassette tapes and things like that. And
that's how come the name was called house music, because it was from the warehouse, and they'll be like, oh, that's that house music, that's that warehouse music. So they just took warehouse off and said house music. One day, this guy from London came over to Chicago. He said, Pierre, do you know what's going on in England with acid house? I'm like, no, what's going on? He said, man, it's crazy, you know, it's like, it's a big revolution, and the people, the government wants to ban acid from all of London, and we fight them, and they labeled it drug music, and did you know you started all this? And I was like, no, I didn't know. They called it the Summer of Love.
The new audiences don't know what in the world they're listening to, for the most part. All they know is the theory around it and the excitement around it and the glamour and all that kind of Hollywoodish kind of stuff that's associated with it, but they can't name any songs. Chances are a lot of them probably don't own any music. If they have any music, they probably stole it from somewhere, got free MP3s and things like that. So they're not into music. They're into the concept of, you know, going out and partying and what have you. But when we went to parties, a Friday night we went to a party, Saturday morning we go to a record store, buying the music so we can, you know, have these records at home to enjoy anytime. You know?
It doesn't show a love of the music, and I think that's why the people are more so into the club than the DJ. You know, because they don't really get a chance to know these DJs intimately. Whereas in the past, when I would listen to Ron Hardy play, I felt what he felt. I just knew when he was gonna play a certain song. I knew what type of music he was on for like maybe a month or 2 months. I knew it was certain tracks he was gonna be playing these tracks, and then for a certain length of time, and you felt when he was gonna play it. You kind of were more in touch with him. You don't feel that anymore, and I believe it's because of the clubs, you know. And then the clubs also don't show a variety of music. People will get into one form of music too much, like, oh, I like techno, I like minimal, I like trance, I like acid house, you know, stuff like that, and they don't like all of them. They just like one, and so you hear one sound all night. And to me, it's boring. To me, I think it don't hold people in the sing long. Once they get tired of that one sound, they just leave and go to R&B, you know, go to hip hop or go to pop music. So I don't think that's good. I don't think the crowd changes too much. You know, it's interchangeable. One person that was in love with house music 3 years ago don't even listen to it now. You know, they're out of the scene. And I think that's because of the way the clubs kind of do things, how they book DJs and stuff.
The ingredients are good. So yeah, it's kind of depressing in a way to think back at, you know, these masters of music, and people right now, you know, people tell me I'm a master. It's like, no, I'm just trying my best. I'm learning as I'm going. But the standard that we have as far as what we even say is music, it's very low now, very low. Now, creativity is one thing. I mean, there's a place for, you know, it's great that people, you know, just learning have, you know, somewhere where their idea can be heard, because that's what we wanted in Chicago, where
I think all music will probably merge, and there won't be categories. It'll just be music, and it'll be just an endless stream and an endless flow, just music downloading off of your computer into your ear, and just a continuous flow. You'll be able to just plug in, and when you're tired, you just unplug. And that's it.
Yeah, I have no clue. Maybe gone. I mean, because it just would just be reduced down to just beeping like a telephone sound, and people go, "Ooh, that's great!" You pick up your phone and start dancing. You know, I don't know, but if people don't learn the art form to communicate in the language, I don't know what's going to happen.